Magic's a children's charity. We provide bedside magic to kids in hospitals, particularly those kids that are in very difficult situations where someone would need to come to their bedside. We train, we screen heavily. We go through a very exhaustive selection process to find people that we can then train, not just in magic, which is great for a therapeutic interaction, but also all of the necessary protocol to be able to go to sort of the front lines of care where kids are struggling the most. The idea behind O.H.M Magic, I think, came from simple ideas. I was randomly teaching myself close-up magic, which is very different than, let's say, child party magic or anything like that. It's like sleight of hand and things like that. And at the time, I was like, you know what, I think kids would like to see this. And so I just contacted a couple of children's hospitals and said, curious if kids would like to see this. You know, it would all be bedside. And one hospital at Rush, the director of child life there said, you know, actually, if you can go bedside, that's the best, because generally if they're strong enough to go, you know, in terms of healthy enough to go to the playroom, generally they're good enough to go home. So the idea of going bedside was something that was very interesting to hospitals, because kids, that's when they're, of course, struggling. But also that sort of aligned with sort of the magic that I was doing at the time. And that's how the whole idea started with, I think kids would like to see this. And then we realized, I mean, the power of what bedside magic provided in terms of making them laugh for the first time since they've been in the hospital, giving them something else to focus on. O.H.M Magic, I believe, has been a partner with Bank of America for the Chicago Marathon, I believe for 10 or 11 years. I think the Chicago Marathon and the charity team are important to O.H.M Magic for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, it's a way to connect people who necessarily can't be a hospital magician to still helping with the mission of empowering kids in hospitals. And the way the runners do that, of course, is by running and raising money for the organization. So it's nice to build the community with that. I mean, wonderful, wonderful folks have been introduced to O.H.M Magic and have come to additional events and even become hospital magicians after they've run through the marathon. And the second reason, too, is, you know, it raises a lot of funds, and the charity team typically has driven a lot of our growth in terms of new funds that are raised, increasing amounts. It helps us grow to more hospitals and helps us grow to see more kids.